How's it going, everyone? It's no secret that the first month of Ruben Amorim's Manchester United career has not been great, especially after the amount of optimism after he was first appointed.
But I think there's an idea there that this guy could be something different, and because the new structure that's been put in, it's their first appointment from Ineos, who obviously have come into the club in the summer. There's a little bit of optimism around the place. You've got this guy now, hopefully, who can come in and bring a real energy. It's so important for the players, actually. I think that it was Arsene Wenger who once said that when you actually are doing a press conference, you're communicating not only to the fans and to the world, you're communicating to your own players about what you think about the performance.
The harsh reality is that the last month of football, apart from maybe one or two performances, has gotten worse and worse.
I think we got what we expected. I don't think there's any Manchester United fan that saw that team, that's been watching the team in the last few weeks, that thought anything other than we would get what we deserved. And we got exactly what we deserved. In fact, to be fair, we got off lightly, because it honestly could have been 3 or 4.
Before you see the before and after, I do want to make it clear that I like Ruben Amorim. And I know you guys see the Arsenal jersey. I've supported Arsenal since I really started getting into the Premier League, probably right after the Invincibles, learning a lot about the history of the club, and I've been a supporter throughout all of the tough times. So I know what you guys are feeling right now. Regardless of all of that, as much as I don't support Manchester United because they're a rival, I do support good managers. I've been coaching now for over a decade, and one of the things that I enjoy most is the amount of creativity and nuance that there is to the game. You're never really close to knowing everything, and there's an unlimited amount of tactics, systems, formations, ideas, set pieces, all of it. There's so much out there. So when a new coach pops into the Premier League and you look at all he's done prior, dominating the Portuguese league and changing the hierarchy completely, the first thing I did was research as much as I could. And the more I looked into Amorim's tactics and philosophy, the more it showed me why the Premier League is the best in the world and why it needs the best managers and the best players. However, it's been tough for Ruben. I was watching his most recent interview after the Newcastle loss, and he looked like he had aged at least 2 years since he joined.
Is it embarrassing as Manchester United manager that you're talking about no engagement?
Yeah, and it's also my fault in this moment, because I think the team now is not improved. I think is a little bit lost in this moment, so it's a little bit embarrassing to be a Manchester United coach and to lose a lot of games. So, but I have to sell my idea. If I'm going to change all the time, it's going to be even worse. But I understand that they have a lot of difficulties because they spent 2 years playing one way and then they are playing another. And with a lot of losses, is really tough on them, and they feel you can feel it during the game. So even today, when we try to score and we are near to score, was more from them than the organization, you know. So you can feel it, I can feel it, but I have to sell my idea. I don't have another one.
So I went back and I found an earlier press conference less than a month previous. Take a look at this.
Right.
Some people would say that this is similar to the White House effect, the idea that presidents age twice as fast because of the stress of the job. And to be honest, they might have to start calling it the Fergie effect, because ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left, the stress that comes with the job has just defeated all of the managers. And it's easy to come on here and just talk shit about all of them. But the truth is that it's so difficult to deal with. And for Amorim, his communication and responses to some of the terribly loaded questions that they've asked him has been fantastic. But a man can only really take so long before it starts to wear him down. 1 month in, and you can tell that he's never been in a position like this in his managerial career. However, I want to show you an example of trusting the process and how so far it's actually worked out for Chelsea, another team with a manager that I respect a lot. Take a look at this preseason game, one of his first games in charge as the manager of Chelsea, as he tried to build out of the back against Manchester City.
Finsbury Hall, as you say, tucking in left-sided 10-ish. It's a little bit dicey. Don't give him the ball. Not there. Was it a push? It was. Sheet against the Mexican champs. Behind against the English champs already. Oh, it's happened again. Haaland for 2.
They now sit in the top 4 in the Premier League, and they've changed massively since last season. Let me remind you that this is bringing in a manager before the season started, with a full preseason and a transfer window to bring in new players. Whereas Ruben Amorim, obviously, came mid-season. So for all the Manchester United fans out there, I hope you guys realize that Amorim has come into a broken place, just a shell of what Manchester United once was, and he's completely demolished the training ground, not try to salvage any of it. But I believe it's because the rebuild is actually going to be much better and that Amorim will be successful. But before that happens, of course, Arsenal are going to win 4 or 5 Premier Leagues. Let me know what you guys think.